What's up, everyone? I'm back. I'm alive. I haven't streamed in like... I don't know how many months it's been. I haven't streamed since like the spring months when like I had time, I was in a clearer state of mind. Well, no, it was just mostly a time thing and a time management thing. But we're here, we're back, and today I have a really well-prepared show for you all. So, without further ado, the first part of the show we're going to be going over is an OBS setup tour, tutorial, guide, etc. So, I've done a lot of things to revamp my OBS setup. So as you can see, I'm on my DSLR. Look at that autofocus. Whoa! And I was just thinking, so one, it's been so long since I've streamed. Two, I've made so many improvements to my creative setup since I last streamed. And three, this is a cool segment that I want to share with everyone. So today, right now, I'm going to do a quick tour of my OBS setup. So first of all, I am using the AVerMedia Live Streamer Nexus to control my stream. It's most comparable to like a Stream Deck or a Touch Portal, stuff by other companies in that regard, but it also is an audio mixer with like an XLR input and a whole bunch of stuff. So I can make 6 tracks. Here's a cat. This is Mr. Charlie. And I'm using that to control my scenes for the most part. And that's also where I'm routing my new mic through my Shure SM7B. Hello. Get that little podcast effect, get that proximity effect going with a little bit of ASMR close-up action. Oh my god, Charlie, you're gonna knock over all my stuff. Go onto my bed. But for the most part, like, on my setup, I'm like, I can do scene switches, like, whoa! Oh! What's it called? I can turn off my camera capture card to switch to my webcam, which, fun fact, I spent a good amount of time getting these to have almost identical color grading, because they're not the same sensor, they're not the same lens, things like that. So I like, between LUTs and color correction, I made the webcam and the camera really, really close in terms of color. So I did that. So let's start with the filters on this. So I have a color correction right here. So this is without any filters. It's a bit washed out and a bit too bright. So the first filter helps to darken it a little bit and make it a bit more malleable, just make things stand out a little bit more. Because Sony cameras, I'm using a Sony A6600, and Sony cameras in general, like, they're great with processing. Well, the image you get from a photo or a video is often a bit washed out, but that makes it a lot easier to color grade. But in any case, on-the-fly color grading is a bit harder than color grading in like Premiere Pro or Lightroom. So first off, I do the color correction, and second off, I apply a little bit of a LUT to make the background a bit warmer and make it a bit darker to blend in with the webcam more. So this is really just for color matching, but in reality, it actually makes it truer to life in terms of color sense. Now I'll switch to the webcam. I'm running the webcam, which is an AVerMedia PW513 through RTX broadcast, NVIDIA broadcast. So I'm using a background blur effect. This is the canvas. It's a lot warmer than what I initially had, but let me just make that bigger. But first off, I apply this LUT right here to reduce the orangeness of the background to make it a bit more blue to match my DSLR, my mirrorless. Then I apply color correction, and then I apply a slight LUT, which is the same LUT as is being used on the camera, just to give it that little bit of extra sameness. So right here, that is how I get my cameras to match. But yeah, that's a really fun start. So next up, I do have multiple camera angles. Like, this is the AVerMedia PW315. It is a 1080p USB 2.0 wide-angle webcam. This is the webcam that you're seeing during the countdown, actually. So if I just switch to the stream countdown really quick, you can... There's a pixelated and blurred version of me back there. I'm using the Stream Effects plugin to add a blur filter and then a pixelate filter to make it a smoother looking pixelation. And I use that underlaid under the the stream countdown. So that's a nice little broad quality improvement that I've made. I also have applied a couple LUTs and color correction to make this match my PW513 4K webcam a little bit more. But yeah, this is a nice alternate camera angle for my setup and everything like that. So then, like, as this is like what I use as the B-roll screen when it's not necessarily the focus, but I still want to have myself on camera. And there's one more. Plugged into my Live Gamer Duo, a dual input capture card, one of which is a HDMI 2.0 pass-through to pass through up to 4K 60 HDR, capturing 1080p 60 HDR. The other one's USB 1.4, can capture 1080p 60. And I use that to plug in to yet another camera. So let me grab a video camera real quick. And the function for this is if, like, I want to be somewhere else in my room, but I still want to plug in the camera. So bada bing, bada boom, activate. Yeah, so I can do a handheld camera right here because I have a long enough cable for that. I've been doing a lot of playing around with my stream setup to make it as high quality as possible for everyone. And it's not autofocusing on my face. Hello, thank you. So I really hope that I can make the most out of all this technology. Here's a nice little low angle. Let me just zoom in on my nose. Here's a nice little low angle. My girlfriend and I like to send each other selfies of, like, just the nose upward at a low angle. It's interesting, it's strange, but it's something that we do, and it's endearing. So don't judge. But anyways, those are the big upgrades on the camera side of my setup. And some of the functions that I'm going to be hoping to do will include, for example, using the handheld camera with the zoom in function. I could use that to just set it up somewhere. And if I'm doing like a Ring Fit stream, I could have this as the camera that points at, like, myself when I'm working out, so then I don't have to adjust any of my other cameras, because I like the positions they're in. I don't want to have to adjust them. That's a lot of work, and I'm a lazy little boy. I'm a lazy little goober muffin. I don't want to do it. So yeah, cameras on cameras on cameras. And then some other things, some other scenes I have set up. That's just, I have some stuff for when I stream for work. If I want to show, like, my secondary monitor, I can do that. If I want to show my main monitor, I can do that. Make unlimited OBS, you know? That's the goal. So all these complex scenes have been set up with the purpose of trying to be like, Andy, you have the technology. You literally work for a company that makes streaming technology. You should make really cool streams yourself so that you can be a better employee, and because you got all the tools for free because you're expected to be able to sell them. So in that regard, lots and lots of technology going on here. I'm making big moves. I'm really excited for how this setup has happened. And while I'm talking about the setup, I also have a lot of lighting improvements that have happened. So if I just move around, you can see I have a key light that is blue. I actually have 2 blue gels on there to make it more intense. Then I have a small clip light that's white to soften the blueness on me. I could have just used, like... okay, the color correction got really weird on this, but I could have just used one blue gel and had a similar effect, but I really like the specificity and the extra brightness from adding a white light next to the blue light, so I made the blue light more intense and the white light as a little correction on that. So I have those lights. I have a webcam there that I don't use. It's the AVerMedia PW313. There's my main webcam. There's my mirrorless Sony a6600, and then there's my main key light, which is white. And oh my god, infinite OBS. If you have a lot of tools, you can use them in really creative ways. So, like I'm showing right now, I have a bunch of webcams, a bunch of capture cards to use with those webcams, and I have, like, a camera, I have a nice mic, all that. So the idea is really just that you can make your stream you don't need to, like, get the very best tools to make your stream better. I mean, I do have a, like, $1,200 camera body with a $400 lens, but that's besides the point. I'm not even using that right now. I'm using a $200 webcam. And then I just use things that I have around the house with hardware that I have around the house, and just sort of salvaging, making a MacGyver stream setup can lead to really creative things. Like, for example, this webcam right here, it is basically just a 1080p version of the webcam that I was using. It's 1080p 60, USB 2.0. It's like half the price as the PW513, the 4K cam that I was using. But the thing is, it is a bit better performing under low light, so I can use it at this angle where I'm getting less light on me. And two, it's another angle. It's USB 2.0, so I can use an extension cord to be really flexible with how I place it. So I have this plugged into an extension cable, because my computer's all the way over here. It's plugged in back there, so it's like an 8-foot cable necessary, but even though it only has like a 4 or 5-foot cable included, and I can use it for really creative stuff. Like if I switch to BRB right here, I can use it as like a really cool like macro view of my setup to like let people sort of see like, okay, I said BRB, what am I doing while I'm BRB? Or like, is the BRB gonna end soon? Am I like just getting stuff ready while I'm BRB? Sort of like give something a little bit more dynamic to make it a little bit more interesting and improve the quality just a little bit. I'm very proud of this. I'm very, very happy with how my setup is turning out, and I am looking forward to streaming a lot more, doing more presentations similar to this, and of course, just making cool content, because I've been focusing almost entirely on YouTube, and while, of course, I have some issues with Twitch as a platform, I always think it's better to be platform independent. So that being, if you have content posted on multiple platforms, so like, streams are going to be on Twitch, videos are going to be on YouTube, short videos are going to be YouTube Shorts and on TikTok, stuff like that. I think a variety of platforms is a big strength, and that's what I'm trying to go for with streaming on Twitch and being on YouTube and using a complex OBS setup so I can make as dynamic a view possible to make these streams lend themselves as much to video as they possibly can be. I got reverb turned on. Hello, my name is Andy, and today we're going to be going over my OBS setup. So as you can see, so camera to webcam, the colors are almost identical. So if I go between here and here, it just looks like I'm zooming out. Between the background blur effect from our RTX broadcast on the webcam versus the background blur effect on my camera, it really does look like I'm just zooming in, because that's approximately the same level of blur. So use multiple camera angles, make cash money from that. Oh my god. My reverb was on that entire time. Oh my god. First off, multiple camera angles. It's a very, very, very nice thing to have. I have a DSLR setup up there. I have my webcam right here. I have another webcam right here. And I have a cable that I can plug in to a handheld camera to just be creative and do stuff right here. So the idea is use the stuff you have around. Like, you don't need to have like the best of everything to have a really cool, really interesting dynamic stream setup. Like, I got these key lights for like $30. I got this the clip light right there for like $10 while I was traveling. I got this camera that I'm holding right now while I was on a Japan trip, and I wanted to vlog the thing. So like, I have a lot of stuff that I didn't buy or obtain with the purpose of like making it be the best thing, making it like my main thing for a setup. I got things like out of necessity. I've accumulated things over the years, and the point is, use them. Use them to make things dynamic, use things to make things interesting. Like right here, the PW315 webcam, I can be like, hello, but then if I'm going to my BRB screen, it becomes pixelated and blurred to make a more interesting effect, so then people can see behind the curtain as I'm doing it. As so. It's really cool. I'm so happy with this right here. So I have a bunch of scenes set up. I have a whole bunch of stuff going. I'm really proud of this, and I am really excited to do more streams using my really overly complicated stream setup.